Welcome to Sewjourns, where we journey into sewing.
Hi everybody, my name is Chris and this is Sewjourns, where we journey into sewing. I want to welcome everybody here and thank you for joining me in the sewing room today. If you're new here, I'm really happy you found me. You'll have an opportunity after you view the video. If you'd like to subscribe, you can just click the subscribe button down below so you'll get a notification every time I post new content. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you for coming back. I always appreciate it. I'm really excited to bring you a new to me pattern company. So let's get right into this. So there's a pattern company called Boo and Lou, and perhaps you're familiar with them. I saw this pattern company a few times, thought it was just children's wear. Well, they ventured into adult patterns, women's patterns. And recently I was invited onto their testing team. I was really excited about this because the few adult patterns I had seen, I really liked the style. I had not purchased any yet and I had not sewn any yet. But when you're invited onto a testing team, it's a fantastic opportunity to see how the designers work, how they test their patterns, how they tweak their patterns, and how they write their tutorials, so that I can bring you an honest review of these patterns. I was so excited after testing this new pattern to bring this to you because I was really impressed. So let's begin. You have here two different versions within the same pattern. So this again is company Boo and Lou, and this is the adult version of the Tigerliliy knit pattern. Their patterns for adults run sizes 0 to 32. That's a wonderful size range. And one of the things I was really impressed about in their tutorial I can only speak of this pattern because this is the only one that I have right now, but they have a custom fit section that takes all the math out for you, takes all the guesswork out for you. You know exactly, after taking your own accurate measurements, you'll know exactly how much you might need to add to the bodice length example for here, or how much you might need to add to the skirt length, or if you need a full bust adjustment. They actually include the full tutorial for a full bust adjustment, which is really not a simple adjustment. I mean, once you learn it, yes, you know it, you have it, you own it. But they take you step by step. And the tutorial is well written. The drawings are well done and it's very clear. So they'll take you through that. Within the tutorial, you'll find this project adjustment notes. This takes you exactly through everything you'll need. You put in your upper bust. These numbers are not my numbers. I just put random numbers in to show you. But you'll put in your upper bust, your full bust, then you'll note the difference, and then they do the math for you and they tell you. You take the difference between A, which is your difference, and 2 inches, and then you have 2. And then you divide it in half for 1 inch. So if these were your measurements, you would need a 1 inch full bust adjustment. Then you go to the tutorial page and they walk you through exactly how to do that. That's terrific. So there's no Googling how do you do a full bust adjustment, or what if I need 1 inch or 2 inches or 1.5 inches. They take you through it. And then you continue with the side waist measurement. The side waist measurement is taken from your underarm crease where you would normally take your upper bust adjustment down to your natural waist. So theirs is drafted for an 8 inch side waist. If yours is, say, 9 in this example, that's a 1 inch difference. You then divide that in half. You always do your adjustments on these knit fabrics by half of what the difference is. So you would need to add an additional 1/2 inch to the side waist of the pattern bodice. Simple. There are lines where you adjust for height, shorten, lengthen lines, very easy. And then it takes you through everything else. If you're 5'8", they're drafted for 5'5", you have a 3 inch adjustment. If you adjusted the bodice for 1 inch, then you do this math here, and you'll need to take another 1/2 inch onto the length of the skirt so it falls where it was designed to fall. For this Tigerliliy, that's 1 inch above the knee. So let me take you through this. So that alone is like worth the price of admission, if you will. And let me just mention that the Tigerliliy, that's the name of this pattern, is on sale now for a release price of 25% off the regular price. The link is in the description box. It'll take you right to it. And that runs for a week. So that's a great deal if you're interested in trying this. Let me take you through all of the specifics for the Tigerliliy. I made a size 10. I fall exactly into the size 10 on their size chart. I had to make 0 adjustments to this. 0, which is incredible. But if you have to make 3 or 5 or 6 adjustments, you know what this does too? Let me come back to this. This adjustment checklist tells you what order to make your adjustments. That's terrific. I've not seen that before in a tutorial. It tells you to adjust the bodice at the upper bust size and then grade to the waist first. So when you get that size correct, then you'll do your full or small bust adjustment, and then you'll lengthen or shorten your bodice, and you go all the way down to your final garment. So there's no guessing, should I do a full bust adjustment first, adjust the side waist first, adjust the skirt first. It takes you through exactly so that you'll have success, and that's what we want. We don't want to waste fabric, and we want success from the beginning. It's a custom fit guide. Most of the time, we all need 1 to 4 adjustments. So if you do, don't worry about it. They've got you covered, and you'll get the garment that fits you the way you want it to fit you. So for the first one I made, I'm going to come over here. So in the pattern, it includes so many options. First option is the Peplum top. The Peplum top falls at the hip line, which is perfect. So you can wear it with leggings or slimmer pants, jeans, skirts, whatever, shorts, feel covered. It's great. I did this in double brush poly. Tigerliliy calls for knit fabrics with a 50% 4-way stretch. That is, it stretches vertically and horizontally equally, 50% each. So that really gives you a myriad of choices as far as fabric goes. Rayon spandex, double brushed poly. I've used double brush poly. You can use cotton lycra. And this is Liverpool knit fabric with some texture if you're unfamiliar with Liverpool. It's similar to a ponte, but it has texture to it. And when we get to this, I just have to talk about this fabric. Anyway, if you're using something like double brush poly or rayon spandex, you'll want cotton lycra if you choose to use, the built-in shelf bra. I love a built-in shelf bra. You can also add cups if you want or need more support. It has a fully lined bodice and a single layer skirt. There is V-neck. It has a V-neck front and it has a V-neck back. I'm going to turn this around. Oh, let me mention, these 2 mannequins are not my size. They're much larger in the bust than I am. The waist may be similar. I haven't measured it in a while. It may be a little bit larger in the waist as well, and the hip may be right on the money, but the hips don't matter so much because this is an A-line skirt. I may have the shelf bra pulled up a little because I don't want to stretch it out. I'll pull it down to show you. So they're bigger in the bust than I am. That's why it may seem a little tight, but it fits me perfectly. And please look at the modeled shots on me because I was so thrilled with the fit the first time out. The first version, sometimes during a test they go through 2, 3, 4 versions, because they're tweaking stuff, and that's what a good designer will do. She'll notice it on the testers and say, okay, let's make a change here, let's make a change there. First time out, this is the first version, and it couldn't have fit me better. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. Okay, you may see this shelf bra peeking through because I have it pulled up because, as I mentioned, the bust is bigger on this than I am, and I don't want to stretch it out. But these lay completely flat on me. I'm going to show you it modeled on me. This is the first choice of the back. These are the wide straps. Let me get my tape measure here. This strap finished measures a little over 1.5 inches, just about 1.5 inches. It's such a nice, and it crosses over here if you want to cross it over. It's designed to cross over, so that's what the length of the straps would be. And the placement of the straps as well. There's also a V back. This V here, this is a little bit deeper now in the final version of the pattern. This was the first version out, but it's really not that much different, but it is a tiny bit different. So this will come a little bit lower. Completely covers a bra strap. If you're not doing the shelf bra and you want to wear a crisscross bra, this is not so low that it won't cover that. So it's perfect. But I love a shelf bra. I love the ease of wearing one garment, feeling supported, looking clean, and it's great for packing. It's one less thing I have to pack, right? So the wide strap's super cute. The tutorial is so thorough. It instructs you, if you want to add elastic in the straps. I always recommend that. Don't skip that, because you get fully fitted, secure straps, and that's what you want. I did make an adjustment to the width of the elastic. They call for, I think, 1/2 inch elastic in the straps. And so what you may see some outline of the elastic, and it looks fine. I prefer my elastic the exact width of the strap. I like it clean. You can see there are no lines. I like the fit and the security. It also lays really flat and not bulky. So I have 1.5 inch elastic in here, the exact length of the straps. Because they're knit straps, they're supposed to be a little bit shorter, so when you put it on, they'll stretch to fit, and the elastic just keeps it really secure. So I have 1.5 inch elastic in here. Also, I have clear elastic, and this is also in the tutorial. They recommend clear elastic all the way around the bodice. Let me turn this around again. You can see the peplum lies beautiful. Size 10 skirt, size 10 bodice. Here's where the clear elastic really becomes important. Around this V neck and around this arm side. You don't want any gaping here. That clear elastic, you don't stretch clear elastic. And if you've not worked with clear elastic before, I will link down in the description box a tutorial, a video I have for you on how to feed through clear elastic using your serger. Same method for your sewing machine, but you don't stretch the clear elastic. Of course, knit patterns are always smaller than your body measurements because they stretch to fit bodices around you, or a bodycon dress. This is not a bodycon dress, but the top will be smaller, so that elastic will stretch on its own and really lay nicely. You can see the fit on me is perfect, and I just love it. Okay, let me take you through another pattern option. I also created this dress, which I love, which I love, which I love. So you have the option on the dress. There's 3 different options. You can make the simple skirt, which would be this lengthened to above the knee. Or you can add, as I did here, a ruffle. It's one ruffle down the bottom of this dress, and I love it. It is so adorable. This, as I mentioned before, is Liverpool fabric, and I just love the texture. Anyway, I have the shelf bra. Now, I have made the shelf bra for this one, because it's double brush poly. That's not a great fabric for a shelf bra if you're looking for support. I used swim fabric. Swim fabric is a great option for a shelf bra because it has a lot of integrity and a lot of stretch, like 75% stretch, so it's really going to hold you in. And then there's 3/4 inch elastic under the bust. Another little tweak I made, it's not an adjustment, but a tweak that I made is, I like 1 inch elastic in a shelf bra. I think it gives more support. I think it's more comfortable too. So I lengthened the shelf bra by 1/4 inch just for the difference between what the pattern called for, which is 3/4 inch elastic, but I used 1 inch. So all I did was lengthen it 1/4 inch. That's a simple adjustment. You can just add it to the bottom. It's not enough to worry about where to do that. So it had the exact same fit that you want right underneath of the bust. Makes all the difference in the world. So this is double brush poly with swim. This is Liverpool with cotton lycra for the shelf bra. Cotton lycra is a great choice for a shelf bra because it really has a lot of recovery, and that's what you want, of course, with a shelf bra. Let me see, do I have this one pulled down? Yeah, let me see if I can just pop this up here a second to show you this shelf bra here. underneath. So I've got a solid cotton lycra. I serged on the 1-inch elastic and then turned it up and cover stitched it so that against my skin, it's just the needle threads. And so it's very comfortable. See how that lays really flat? You don't have this seam on your body, against your body. So it's very, very comfortable. I also have the clear elastic in the waist of the dress because Liverpool is heavier than double brush poly, and I did not want the weight of this skirt with the additional ruffle and length to pull the bodice down. I wanted it to sit at my natural waist where it was intended to. So I have clear elastic everywhere, and clear elastic is very inexpensive, and I use 3/8 of an inch clear elastic, or 1/4 inch, whatever you can find, in the V-neck, around the arms, around the back, and in the waist. There's also another option for straps, and let me turn this around and show you I did the 4-strap option. Look what a cute option this is. Do I have that turned right? That's such a cute detail. Now these are what they call in the tutorial the thinner straps, but by no means are they spaghetti straps or the tubes that you make for straps that you just cannot turn because they're so thin or they're just a bugger to turn. These, let me get my measuring tape again. These are 3/4 inch straps when all said and done. So I wouldn't necessarily call them thin straps, but they're perfect on this back. And I fed through 3/4 inch elastic. So you don't see any elastic seam or bulk. It's flat. They're beautiful. I love the crisscross. And you know, you could customize this. Do you want to twist your straps? Do you want to cross them a different way? It's all up to you. If you do decide to change that, make sure when you put the straps on, you baste them first. Try it on. Make sure the length is good. If you need to lengthen it a little or shorten it a little, you'll know that before you go ahead and sew those permanently on. I always do that. I always baste my straps on first because you have to make that adjustment. Okay, because not everybody's going to be the same. There's that V in the back, but I love this, and this ruffle's adorable. There's also another option of a flounce, and then a flounce with a ruffle. So you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different really patterns within one pattern at 25% off. I'm just so impressed with this company. Cute designs, so well fitting. The tutorial, the custom adjustments, they take you through everything in the order. That's the way to go. I'm really thrilled with them. So you can do the flounce option, and you'll see that in the line drawing. So you'll make this simple skirt, and then the flounce will start on the side, and you know, a flounce will be shorter and then come around and get a little longer. And you can add the ruffle to the flounce if you want. I really like that on the children's version. I don't love it on the adult version, but I really like it on the children's version. It's really cute on the little girls with the flounce with the ruffle. And some of the adult flounces without the ruffle were really lovely. I personally didn't want to cut myself there. They're really lovely. So this is the Tigerliliy. And now I want to just take you through real quick, and I just want to show you. So this is an A-line fuller skirt, so it comes out fuller. When you try to hem a circle skirt or an A-line skirt, when you try to turn that up, have you ever been frustrated with when you try to turn that up? There's more fabric at the bottom, of course, when you're turning it up, because an A-line will go out like this, right? So when you're turning it up to a little bit more narrow area. Have you ever been frustrated with how do you get all of that fabric to lay flat when you're turning it up to hem it without the little pleats? So if you have a serger with differential feed, and most sergers will have differential feed, that is your ticket to a perfectly hemmed circle skirt, A-line skirt without any pleats, completely flat. So then when you take it to your cover stitch or your twin needle, it will glide through under that pressure foot and you'll get a gorgeous hem. Let me show you these pictures. So what I do is I take my circle skirt to my raw edge, to my serger, and I up the differential feed 2 ticks. So I have normal, 1.3, 1.5, and 2. 2 would be if you're going to gather. So what happens there is the fabric feeds through faster, and so it gathers the fabric a little bit. 1.5, and I don't shave anything off at this point. I am just putting the serger along the edge just in front of the knife. And it is putting a serge. You can do 3 or 4. I just always have it set up for 4 threads. As you feed it through on that 1.5 or 2 ticks above normal for my serger, it will gather that fabric just enough. It doesn't look gathered, but it gathers that edge just enough so that when I turn it up and press it, it lies completely flat. It fits in to that tiny bit of smaller circumference, of course, that's up for that 1/2 inch that this hem would be, or 3/4 of an inch, whatever it is. Don't worry if you don't have a serger. If you use a sewing machine, what you're going to do is you're going to run a basting stitch at the hem seam allowance. So if this calls for 3/4 of a hem, 3/4 of an inch of a hem, run a basting stitch at 3/4 of an inch. Now, when you turn up, and then when you turn it up and press it right at that basting stitch, just pull the basting stitch and gather it the tiniest bit all along till that lays flat, and then press it. Takes a little longer than using the serger, but you get the exact same finish. And then you can go ahead and cover. Let me show you what I have here. The cover stitch covered completely that raw edge. It looks beautiful. It lays flat. There was no fussing with any kind of dimpling or anything like that. So if you're looking for a new pattern company, you might as well try them for 25% off. So this is Boo and Lou Pattern Company. This is the Tigerliliy. They have it for adults and they have it for children. And I like this. I like it a lot. I'm going to be testing other garments for them, other patterns. I will bring you honest reviews. The tutorial is professional. The testing process went great, and they listened, and the tweaks are great. The custom fit guidelines, you can't beat it. Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. If you have any questions about the company that I don't know, I'll ask them and come back and answer them for you. Everything should be in the description box. Let's connect on social media at Sewjourns. Sewjourns on Facebook, Sewjourns on Instagram, and Sewjourns here on YouTube. Thanks for visiting me in the sewing room. As always, I appreciate you. I hope to hear from you soon, and I hope to be back soon with another pattern review, tutorial, or something fun. Thanks, sewing friends. I'll see you again. Bye for now.